Dia Gwit, Taras Jock. That is Irish for hello, come in. As you can see, I am sitting on my step, a different step, and I am out of my laba bons. That means I am out of my deathbed, or my bed of death, direct translation. But I am still FFW, that means far from well. But I am dressed, as you see. And do you remember last week I was saying that old woman was saying that I needed a tonic, and that I didn't think, I'm sorry, I've got hair somewhere, I didn't think that there was any such thing as a tonic left in the world. Well, there is. Hold on. This is a tonic, which a tonic man in Waterford, in a chemist, makes, and it's quite famous in Waterford, and it cures everything, apparently, like leprosy, death, being trapped in outer space, all kinds of things. What I like the most is the brown glass bottle, and I'm not entirely sure what's in it. A lot of B vitamins from the looks of things, and maybe some iron, but mostly it comes in a brown glass bottle, and that is good enough for me. So soon I will be lepping. Now in sad news, I stood on my favourite glasses, and you know, it's only a small thing, but I'm sort of heartbroken. I loved these glasses, and they don't do them anymore in the Specsavers. So I'm going to have to launch a search for them. But you know the way when a small object that you're attached to gets lost or left on a bus or breaks, it can upset you. But then again, I am easily upset at the minute because I am FFW, far from well. Although not in real laba boss, deathbed. What else can I tell you? Christ, yeah. I think I've fallen into another sudden wild enthusiasm, lads, and it's a real worry. I saw lessons, an ad for lessons to learn how to sew, and I suddenly thought, oh my God, I'd love to be able to sew and to make my own garments and everything. And then I went on the internet and I saw a picture of a pink sewing machine, and I am ruined now. I am ruined, lads. I really, really want to do this. So I've applied for the course, and himself says I shouldn't because I've only got so much creative energy, and I should be funneling it towards me book, which I have actually managed to do a small bit of scribing on during the week. And I must say, the reward has been very rewardy. It's just lovely to be able to do a bit of work and something that I'm excited about. So anyway, I hope that the course, the sewing course doesn't happen, because I spoke to the nice Polish man and he was so nice, and I just think the Polish people in this country are so hardworking and lovely that I wouldn't want to let him down. Codependence, do you know? I just want everyone to love me. It's a scourge. Now, I want to talk to you about something that A, I love, and B, has given me great amusement. It is Dr. Dennis Gross, and these are universal daily peel things. You see, I love skincare, but I like things to be speedy. And these yolks, I'm going to show you. They come in two, kind of a double thing. You tear one open, and there's a little sachet inside, and you wipe it over your face, and it's got AHAs, which is alpha hydroxy acids, which is burning the face off you, basically, like killing off all that dead skin. And so you leave that for 2 minutes, and in that 2 minutes you could be brushing your teeth. And then after the 2 minutes, you tear open the other side, and there's another little sachet on the other side, and then you wipe it over, and that neutralizes it, do you see? And I've only done it the once, but I'm already convinced that my face is a-glowing and everything. It's hard to look at my face at the moment because it is like a full moon on fog, because I haven't been able to do any exercise, and I am comfort aiding. But the thing that I like the very most about this is that it is called, now himself will do close-ups, but it's in tiny, tiny, tiny writing, but it says 5 treatments. As if it is saying it for old woman. I think it might be French, but I'm convinced it's actually Claire. Because if I said to old woman, No, if I went over to an old woman and she had noticed something different about my skin, she'd go, "Are you after doing a treatment?" And I'd say, "Yes, ma'am, I did a treatment." And I would show her said treatment. And I'd say, "Do you think my skin looks nice after the treatment, ma'am?" And she'd go, "Tell us about the treatment." You see, she'd sidestep the issue because she would never say that my skin looked nice, because she can never say anything nice about me, you know. But we'd have a great chat about the treatment, and just the very fact that she was interested in the treatment would be a source of great joy to me, and it would also be a snaky compliment, you know. But just this made me smile, you know. And it has 5 treatments, not just the one treatment, 5 of them. Now I must talk to you about books. This, right, Molly on the March, and it is by the beautiful Anna Carey. Now, this is set in 1912 in Ireland, and it is about a girl who is 14, and she's a suffragette, and this is the second in the series. And it's a young adult novel, but I have to describe the effect to you it's had on me. It reminded me of the amount of courage that was taken in order to get women the vote. Like, women were put in prison for breaking windows and force fed. And it just, you know, it ties into the fact that, like, we are getting a referendum on reproductive rights for women in May in Ireland. And, like, going into it, like, I am afraid because I have been indoctrinated in fear and shame. And the thing about, like, any oppressed people, nobody comes along to them and says, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you're oppressed. Are you all right with that? Or can I help you in any way? Could we do something about it? Because I am actually one of the power brokers, and I could help you be unoppressed." Like, nobody ever does that. The oppressed people have to say, "Hold on a second, lads, I think we're oppressed here, and let's do something about it." And then they try and be unoppressed, and the people with the power mock them, hurt them, you know, block them, humiliate them, and imprison them, use the law against them. So even though it is for younglings, I mean, I, as a 54-year-old, found this book extremely, there's a word, I don't want to say empowering, but maybe empowering. Courage giving. That's not really a word, but still, it gave me courage. Also, it's lovely. It's really sweet, and it's full of hope, because women did get the vote. Anna Carey wrote it. Now, another lovely book. My friend Cathy Kelly has a new book, and it will be out in less than 3 weeks, and it's called The Year That Changed Everything, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's about 3 women. They all have their birthdays on the same day. One who's 50, one who's 40, one who's 30, and she just writes women so well. And I just wanted to talk to you about jealousy. Like, for a long time, I was really jealous of Cathy, of her talent and her loveliness. And, you know, people who have lots of self-esteem don't really get jealous. But, like, I didn't have much self-esteem, and I thought if other writers were good, it meant that they'd all forget about me. And, like, I can still feel, it's different now. I feel so much admiration for Cathy, and you know, for other writers that I might be compared to, like, well, you know, I'm honouring myself by saying this, but like Jojo Moyes, or, you know, or Leanne Moriarty, you know, like, I bow my knee, I'm not, do you know what I mean? But, like, what I have discovered is that it's not just in work, I suppose, but in life, that if I'm threatened by somebody, it is far better if I make overtures to the person rather than putting up walls. Because Cathy and I are now really close friends. Like, we call ourselves sisters, and I would never have thought that was possible. Our birthdays are 2 days apart, and we have so much of the same attitudes to things. and you know, we get each other. And it was just, I think if you love somebody's work, if you admire somebody's work, you're going to like them. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say there, except go forward rather than retreat. Knock down walls rather than putting them up. Am I being wise? I don't know. Now, this, Dear Mrs. Bird by A.J. Pierce. There has been so much heat, to use a young person's word, about this book. It's coming on the 5th of April, and it is set in World War II, and it is just the sweetest, most uplifting, lovely, lovely book. And again, it's about courage, like harken back to Anna's book. We all know about London in the Second World War, but the casual way that she writes about air raids and fires, and they all had to do nighttime work as well as their daytime jobs. It's incredible how amazing people can be when they have to be. But despite it being set in the war, it's about friendship, it's about love. The language that's used is gorgeous. I love when people say that that's rot, and stuff like that. It's lovely. It'll be huge. It deserves to be. What else can I tell you? I'm watching Derry Girls. I adore it. I keep watching it. I've watched every episode of Beaucoup de Temps. That's French. I've run out of things to say. That's all right though, isn't it? I've told you a lot. It's February. It's unfortunate. The feckin' grand stretch in the evenings distresses me. It really does. It does something terrible to me. The way like most people go into a decline in November, the darkness, they hate it. I hate the feckin' light. I hate that spooky February light that lingers, between, 5 and 6. It really distresses me. And there are others like me. We are not alone. We are small, but we are banding together. And as soon as the 8th is repealed, I am going to go into politics, and my party is going to be People Against Spring, and I am going to lobby against spring. And summer, of course. But spring is the gateway. We have to address spring before we can go on to summer. I stand on a platform of perpetual autumn. That's me. I hope you're well. There'll be many of you who are so happy that it is spring. And I'm glad for you. I don't want us to fall out about this. Have a lovely week. I will try and do my scribing. I will try and not take up sewing. And on we go. Because that's what we do, isn't it? On we go. Thank you as always. You are always lovely to me. Kisses to you. Many besos. That's Spanish.